Russia's military adventure in Ukraine has been, to put it mildly, a bit of a disaster. The scale of the losses they've suffered is almost unimaginable. Their equipment losses have been staggering, with countless tanks and armored vehicles left in ruins. Think about a parking lot full of tanks, each one representing a significant investment of resources and manpower. Now imagine most of them are on fire, billowing smoke into the sky. That's pretty much the situation on the ground right now, a grim tally of destruction. Open-source intelligence suggests Russia has lost thousands of armored vehicles, a number that continues to climb. These losses matter. A lot. They have a profound impact on Russia's military capabilities. Tanks are supposed to be the backbone of any modern military offensive, providing both firepower and protection. Without them, your ability to maneuver and attack is severely crippled, leaving your forces vulnerable. It's like trying to win a Formula One race with a beat-up old minivan. You might be able to participate, but you're not going to be competitive. You might get some laughs, but you're not getting any trophies. The same goes for military operations without adequate tank support. So, what's Russia doing about this tank shortage? They're scrambling to find solutions. Well, they're pulling out all the stops, digging deep into their Cold War-era reserves, trying to make do with what they have. Imagine finding an old can of soup in the back of your pantry. It's not ideal, but in desperate times, you make do. It's probably not going to be appetizing, but it's food, right? That's the kind of situation Russia is facing with their tank fleet. That's basically Russia's strategy right now, relying on outdated equipment to fill the gaps left by their significant losses. Remember those manpower shortages we talked about? Well, they haven't gone away. Yeah, those are still a huge issue for Russia, and it's only getting worse. They're stuck in a vicious cycle that seems impossible to break. They lose troops, they need replacements, so they throw more bodies into the meat grinder, hoping for a different outcome. It's a grim and unsustainable strategy that only leads to more loss and suffering. To keep the troops flowing, Russia has been rotating its reserves, pulling in anyone they can find. Imagine a never-ending line of soldiers being shipped off to the front lines, most with minimal training and outdated equipment. That's the harsh reality for many Russian soldiers, facing the front lines unprepared. It's basically like sending someone to compete in the Olympics after giving them a crash course on YouTube. They stand no chance. The Kremlin's also been trying to coerce conscripts into signing military contracts, often using deceptive tactics. This is basically like tricking someone into signing a timeshare agreement they don't understand, only much more dangerous. It's all very shady and highlights the desperate situation Russia finds itself in, struggling to maintain its military strength. Remember those fancy new fighter jets Russia was bragging about? Well, they haven't exactly been the game changers Moscow was hoping for. Turns out, you need more than just shiny new toys to win a war. You also need, actual strategy and tactics that aren't from a bygone era. Instead, Russia's relying heavily on artillery brigades and drone operators. Now, there's nothing inherently wrong with artillery or drones, but their heavy reliance on these methods suggests a possible shortage of more sophisticated weaponry and modern tactics. It's like trying to win a chess match by just randomly flinging all your pieces at your opponent. It's messy, unpredictable, and unlikely to end well. When your back's against the wall, you sometimes resort to desperate measures. It's a tactic born out of fear and a lack of options. And that's exactly what we're seeing with Russia's targeting of civilian infrastructure in Ukraine. The destruction is widespread and indiscriminate. Power grids, dams, and other critical facilities are being targeted. Hospitals. If it keeps the lights on or water flowing, Russia seems intent on blowing it up. The aim is to cripple the daily lives of ordinary people. This isn't just cruel, it's a sign of weakness. A strong force doesn't need to resort to such measures. Attacking civilian targets is a desperate attempt to demoralize the Ukrainian population and disrupt their ability to support the war effort. It's a strategy that aims to break the spirit of the people. It's like a schoolyard bully who, unable to win a fair fight, resorts to tripping you in the hallway and stealing your lunch money. It's a tactic that reveals their true character. It's cowardly, ineffective, and only strengthens the resolve of those they seek to intimidate. The more they try to break the spirit of the people, the stronger and more united the community becomes.